And our best source of information is the human experiences of those who have undergone death and seen the other side. One such story is that of Daniel Ekechukwu, an African pastor who lay dead in a mortuary for 3 days, yet lived to tell the tale. Let's join him now in Nigeria, where he tells his story of how he was raised from the dead.
Hello, children. How are you, children?
Christmas for the Ekechukwu family was always a time of celebration. Celebration of the birth of Christ and the love of friends and family.
Hi, Dad.
Yo!
I've got a goat for you.
But this time, things were different. On the surface, everything seemed fine. But inside, Daniel was boiling with anger and unforgiveness. He had recently fought with his wife and was still harboring deep resentment.
That I had a quarrel with my wife on Thursday. And the little quarrel I had with my wife, I frowned on her. Then on Thursday night, she was knocking on my door. I couldn't open the door for her. Then on Friday morning, she now knocked on my door. No, on Friday morning, she woke up and I come out. She said, Daddy, good morning. I did not accept. I didn't talk to her. I kept quiet on her and I left on Friday morning. She offended me. She did something wrong and I was angry on her. I was annoyed.
Daniel's anger had so blinded him that he had not even seen his son that day.
Mommy.
Yeah, my son.
Where is Daddy?
He went to deliver goat to grandfather in a worry.
How ya bata?
Soon, my son, go and play.
Daniel's thoughts that day were somewhat distracted, almost as if his mind were somewhere else.
When you go back there, you greet your children, greet your wife and family.
I'll do that.
As the sun started dipping down, Daniel began to speed up, wanting to get home. He was still very angry. Nigeria's inner city side streets are notoriously undeveloped, a bumpy ride to say the least. Daniel knew well to travel cautiously, but that day the car seemed somewhat sluggish and unresponsive. As he headed down one of the dirt roads, he reached down to apply the brakes, but there was no response. Daniel began to pump the pedals furiously, but to no avail.
So he came back lamenting Auntie Mommy that pastor is dead, that he saw a group of people carrying him on his head, moving down there. So the moment I heard him screaming and I heard that pastor is dead, I knew he's my husband. So from that upstairs, I ran down. I began to run towards the place where the accident happened.
When Nega arrived at the scene of the accident, she learned that Daniel was still alive, but in a very serious condition. Bystanders had taken him to the local hospital, where Nega found him. After being rushed to the intensive care unit at Burunyu Hospital, Daniel refused to be treated. Instead, he insisted that he be taken to his family doctor, all the way out in Owerri.
I must go to Dr. Mizrake.
He's our family doctor at Owerri.
Family doctor?
It's what my husband wants.
The hospital surgeon told Daniel's wife in no uncertain terms that he was in no state to travel, given the extent of his injuries.
In the head. Yeah. He's concussed. He's confused now. And he's in no position to decide what's best for him.
But despite the surgeon's pleas, Nega was adamant.
It's what my husband wants.
If he lives now, I'm afraid he will die. And I'm certain of that.
And they discharged us that night. They said I should sign that I'm taking him on my own risk. Then I had to do it. So we took him to his private doctor at Owerri. On our way to that place, he called me that I should take care of the church and the ministry and the children.
Take care of the children and the ministry.
Shh! Don't try to talk.
I have built your house.
Please don't talk.
Summer called early and
When the ambulance that took me from the hospital and my wife, they were on a high speed rushing me to another better hospital. So suddenly I had some feelings, and for me to look up, I saw two angels.
When Daniel saw the two angels, he wanted to let his wife know, But the angel indicated that he should keep silent. Immediately, Daniel's power of speech was taken from him. Neka began to cry, fearing that Daniel would die. The angels took Daniel by his shoulders and lifted him out of the ambulance. Suddenly, Daniel found himself in another place with one of the angels.
Daniel, I have a lot to show you.
As he looked out, Daniel saw a place where a multitude of people gathered, and their appearance was like that of the angels. Their color was pure white, and their bodies seemed to glow with radiance. Because of their similar appearance, Daniel thought he was seeing a gathering of the angels. Meanwhile, the ambulance rushed to St. Eunice's clinic in Owerri. Neka and a friend of the family waited with bated breath as Dr. Jose Anebunwa examined the patient.
Where's Nega? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry. This is the death certificate. Give it to the mortician. He'll take care of you, okay? I'm sorry.
Then that place, the doctor came and checked him. After checking him, he discovered that he's dead. That no respiratory organ, that everything is seized, that we should go away or we should deposit him in his own mortuary. Then to me, I disbelieved him. I said, no, that my husband is not dead. He cannot leave me and go like that.
This is not the gathering of the angels, Daniel. This is the gathering of the saints.
The differences between the saints and the angels were subtle. Their color is a pure, brilliant white from their hair down to their feet. But the difference is that the angels have wings, while the saints do not. The saints were worshiping God. They worshiped God with one voice and raised their hands as they were singing. Daniel heard the sound of many instruments, and the sounds were like nothing he had encountered before. He longed to join these people and moved over towards them, but the angels stopped him.
Daniel, don't go. I have a lot to show you. Take this file and record everything you see.
The multitude that Daniel saw were all looking at a bright light that shone like the sun. It was the source of all the light there.
A very thick, heavy light coming upon them there. Now, they were all looking at that light as if they are seeing something there. But to me, I cannot look at that light. I cannot look at that light because it's so dangerous to my eyes. So I try to dodge to look through, but they were looking through. But to me, I cannot look through.
Daniel's body was taken to the mortuary